What up, guys? This is Matthew, the designer. Today we are discussing car wrapping, designing for car wrapping. This was a full wrap project, as you can see here. It was a full wrap project. I'm just gonna take you through my files that I've printed, the files that I've been using, and also the logic behind the design and also my thinking. First of all, here, as you can see, we've got a checklist. I'm a big fan of systems. As human being, we make a lot of mistakes, not because we want to, but we forget, we miss the details, we ignore. So this is just a checklist that I've printed, and I've been using it to make sure that when I'm done printing something, I always tick, 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 check, 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 to help myself to get things right. As you can see here, there is my name, and also there are things that I have to check for. Did you add the bleed? Did you warn the client about pixelation? This one is part of my SOPs that I developed, the standard operating procedures, and also business processes. So I always use these to help me to make sure that I check everything. I can say because of this job was executed without any reprint and any mistake. So as you can see here, we've got a vinyl. This is the actual vinyl that we're gonna print on, or we're gonna use. It's called a cast vinyl. It's for wrapping a car. It's durable. It's ideal for a car wrapping. Also, okay, it can like curve through these grooves without any challenge. It's not like a normal vinyl that doesn't curve nicely around these edges. So this vinyl has been printed as a sample to show the client. The client must approve the actual printed color of their brand, so that they can say, okay, this is the color for our brand. And then so this was mainly for that printed vinyl, so that the client can approve. And then if you check here, this is a reference sheet. I've designed and developed this reference sheet for the applicators, people who will be responsible for making this work a reality, or making the magic after I'm done with printing and design. Let's first look here. Before I design for a car, like the car will come into our workshop, and then I will take the measurement. I will use an erasable marker pen to make some note. I hope this is clear enough. To make some notes on where I want to put the logo. I understand other designers are more quicker and faster. They are not as detailed as I am, and I'm also very slow when it comes to designing for car wrapping, because when I want to put this logo exactly in this center, I want it to be exactly in this center. I don't want something like it. Hence, I always do some careful measurement. So this is the picture that was taken from a real car, and this is a mock-up, a superimposed picture. The reason why I call this paper a reference sheet, I want the applicator to quickly get a bird's view of my thought process. What was the designer thinking? Remember, before I do this, I always meet the applicator to ask him, look, how can we execute this project? For instance, how does he wants me to panel the car? I'll show you a paneling in the following pages. How does he want me to panel the car? Where must I put the print? Things that might make the project difficult to execute because of my design. And then after that, I will give him the references of my thought process. For instance, if he wants to put this graphic on top, the applicator must know that it's 250 away from this groove, and also 250 away from this groove. Then from here to here, there is 45 millimeters. Some applicators use this information. Some of them, they are streetwise. They just come and they apply the graphics. That's where we need to sit down. I need to communicate to him that it's very important that this logo be placed exactly where it is. So I think the reference sheet is for that, so that it helps the applicator to get it right the first time, so that they cannot wander around trying to do their own thing, and then maybe they might get it skewed or something like that. Then coming to paneling, the printer sometimes is not as big as the car. You can't just print one panel and then you apply it. Sometimes the vinyl itself, for instance here, this is a total width of my printable vinyl. Sometimes the vinyl itself is not that big, so you need to split your artwork into panels. So I meet the applicator to ask him, how can I split the artwork into panels in such a way that it's going to make your life easier? Then he will tell me, okay, because of there is a door here, there is no need for the vinyl to continue. We can panel it, we can split it here, because I'm going to cut here anyway. Then I'm going to tuck the vinyl in, and then you can also here, and also at the bottom here, which is here. Then you can put this one, this yellow, and then on here also you can put. So this is called paneling. Please note that this is my own way of doing it, and maybe with some working with my applicators, but some people have got a different, maybe simple, maybe faster way of doing it. But I just want you to get an understanding of what I go through when I'm designing for car wrapping. And then here, this is the reference. This is how big our printer is, and this is the whole graphics. Oh, okay, thanks, man. So this is the graphic. As you can see, I'm indicating here, this is the vinyl width, and this is the width of our printer. So I try to write as much as I can. I try to explain as much as I can to the applicator, so that he can get an idea of what's going on. More often than not, I will write things down, make some sketches, write some figures, take some measurements, go back to the car, make sure that what is on the design makes sense, it fits on the car before I print. Because sometimes as a designer, you set up yourself into failure by, first of all, taking the measurements this way. When you are designing, an idea will come which is good and which is great, but remember, it must fit into the car. It must be uniform with other things that you did. For instance, what you did this side and what you did this side. So now this new idea on CorelDRAW or Nano software program must not affect you. You must not forget that this is a new idea. As soon as you make changes here, these changes must still fit into the bonnet of a car. So it's important to take your own design and its own measurements, go to the car just to double check. You better be safe than sorry. The similar things goes in here. I make sure that I take my designed mock-up, check if all the measurements are still in place, in case maybe I thought of something that might affect the overall printing. As you can see also here, these are the measurements. I take this, make sure into the car that is this artwork, is this design gonna be exactly here. The same goes